everybody. Welcome back. It's 2023, and this is Pardon the Distraction. I'm one of your hosts, DJBluePDX. Joining me also, it's the Lost Drake.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Hey.
It's 2023.
Well, we're a month in, but yes.
Yeah.
It
How
feels
is it
like
already
we
a
have
month in.
I don't know. We're already in. February is in 2 days. I don't even know how that happened. I am still lost by it.
Yeah.
I feel like we were just celebrating Christmas, and now we're, going into February and Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that is true. So lots has happened over the last month or so.
Yep.
In multiple different realms. So let's start off with the gigantic tech layoffs across the industry in gaming. Microsoft laid off 10,000 employees. 10,000. One of the biggest struggles, though, is getting the right information. And I always find it funny when these quote-unquote news outlets jump at insider info that is so fucking far off the grid, it's not even fair.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of big kerfuffle about the fact that 343 had to lay off a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Now, the difference between the truth of who they laid off versus the wild speculation is hilarious. So some quote-unquote Halo leaker, a thread from a known Halo leaker named Bathrobe Spartan, basically jumped out saying, listen, they're losing a third of their workforce, and it's being taken, they're reassigning the game. 343 will oversee other other brands' development of the game, but they're not going to be involved anymore. Blah, 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 fucking blah. And a whole fucking shit ton of companies thought it was true.
Yeah.
And I mean, all these different outlets, Kotaku obviously can't figure out a fact from fiction to begin with, but turns out, no, they lost a quarter of it's still a lot. They lost a quarter of their employees. Many of them are my friends. And as even Phil Spencer said, no, 343 is still running Halo. The one thing that has definitely been tossed around that still doesn't have an answer, though, is this rumor that, no DLCs have been canceled because there haven't been any planned yet.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I hope that that's not true. But, it again, Pierre Hintz, who's now the studio head at 343, posted from the official Halo account, the Halo and Master Chief are here to stay. 343 Industries will continue to develop Halo now and in the future, including epic stories, multiplayer, and more of what makes Halo great. So long as it functions. That's all that really matters.
Yeah.
So it's a thing.
Well, let me ask you this. When was the last time you booted up and played Halo Infinite?
Oh, I don't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah.
The last several times I tried, it would either crash or I'd get kicked out.
Yeah.
I'd get kicked out of a lobby for networking reasons of whatever, and then I would get dinged for it, and they're like, okay, well, you can't be in matchmaking for X amount of time. Like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care enough to sit here and wait. If it's going to be this problematic, it's still broken. And then I will go play something that is less broken, like Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
Who's had its share of nightmare networking issues.
Well, you know what, though? That's been an ongoing trend, because Bungie just had the same thing, too, happen. They had Destiny go down for an entire 26-hour period. 26 hours. Nobody could log on. Supposedly said it was an update issue where they basically uploaded a backlog to fix an issue. They backlogged an update, and it totally crashed the entire system. But ever since that update, the servers have been very wonky. And, we've been getting disconnected and error coded and all kinds of stuff because it's a live service game, so it makes sense. But not just that game, though, but a lot of multiplayer games. I heard people are having problems in Valorant. I've heard the same thing in Apex. The servers have been really wonky. People have been getting DDoSed left and right. And then there was a big thing supposedly that a bunch of DDoS attackers attacked Bungie because they were upset that Trials of Osiris, which is like the competitive, as much as you can call it competitive,
Yeah.
PvP for Destiny, they didn't like it, so they decided to attack it and shut down the servers and start attacking people and
Wow.
stealing information. And so I
People
don't know,
need to
but
grow
like
up.
fake information, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the rumor, but nobody really knows. But you know, there has been a lot of that stirring around lately. So when it comes down to it, servers have been kind of across the board for every game. Like it's been weird. And I know that, like, you know, Halo, God, dude, I don't even know the last time I booted up. I think September, October.
Yeah, well, when we had the co-op thing, we were and that's the last time it really functioned. But that was the insider build, not the actual build.
Was that September that happened? It was right before TwitchCon.
Yeah, it was right around there, and I got to go in and play. But the problem is that, again, you're playing a campaign that is fairly short to begin with.
Yeah.
And now you've got 4 people to do all the things, and it comes with its own little level of annoyance. So there's no more story to jump into. I've been the story, and I'll be honest, it's not nearly as compelling as previous Halo games.
Yeah. It's not Halo 2.
It's not long enough. It's not. I love the movement mechanics. Absolutely love it. Yeah. But I don't think that it was. I don't know. For me, it's not where I enjoyed it the first time I played through it.
Yeah.
And then I was done.
Yeah, that's pretty much with me too. I beat it on Legendary. I got all the skulls the first run through, got everything done, and then I was just like, there's nothing left to do. And then multiplayer was such a hot mess. So it was rough. And it was okay at first, but then they started implementing updates, and that's when it started getting weird. Like I felt like it got worse after they updated it. And you know what? That's just sad because Halo is such a starship, like flagship title for Microsoft. But now it seems like they're leaning away from it. A lot of people are saying that like a lot of the branding is shifted and now it's Starfield. And they're really trying to push this next level Bethesda game. I mean, realistically, though, if you think about it, over the last 5 years, what have you heard? Bethesda for Microsoft.
Yep.
It's been that. And I think it's going to be even more crazy once this Activision thing, if it ever goes through, because it seems like every day there's a new story, there's new escalation. Sony's against it. Sony's not against it. Oh, now Sony's got the FDA involved. Yeah. Now they've got this involved. Now they've got and that was, speaking of that topic too, NVIDIA is now involved with Sony and Google. The 3 leading empires in console, online, and graphics cards, and they're going out there running their mouth and trying to go to the FDA to spin this up. Oh, we don't want that.
Or the FCC.
Or the FCC, yeah.
Well,
not the
sorry.
FDA. Not the FDA.
No, it's not the FCC either. It's the SEC.
Yeah.
Securities and Exchange Commission.
Yeah. So, sorry. You know what I meant. Yeah. I don't know why I said FDA, but yeah, FDA is like food and stuff. But yeah, so the crazy part about it is that all these people are teaming up to not make it happen. But it's because Sony knows that if this happens, if it goes through, Microsoft will actually be competitive. Microsoft is not even in the top 10% in gaming. Not even in the top 10%. There are so many other companies above them. Nintendo is obviously always number one. They've always been number one, which is crazy because they haven't upgraded their consoles like in forever. The graphics look like they're still on Wii, in my opinion, except like a couple games here and there. Yeah. It's actually pretty impressive how far they've made the Switch, but it's coming. The new Nintendo system is right around the corner. I think it's been almost 5-6 years now. We're getting there. Yeah. We're right there. They have to go into the next generation of gaming, otherwise they're going to get left behind. Everybody's been asking for it for a while, and they can only have these flagship titles really mean anything.
Yeah.
for so long. I mean, one nice move that they did too is that like they brought out GoldenEye for Xbox and Nintendo Switch. But the controversy behind that is Nintendo, the underdog of multiplayer online, has online multiplayer, but Xbox doesn't.
What?
It does not. It only has couch co-op on Game Pass. You cannot play online with your friends on Xbox. But Nintendo Switch, you can.
That's weird.
Maybe because it originally came out on Nintendo and that was like their selling point to make people buy the game on Switch.
Possibly.
But why even release it on Xbox then?
It was legendary for being as broken as possible.
Yeah. I mean, you play Odd Job, you were short, and you could just go around and kill everybody. You could never shoot that little bastard.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, we were talking about it. I was like, you know what? I kind of want to download it and play it because it's been so long since I played it. I mean, it's free on Game Pass, so, I mean, how can you complain about that? But, you know, you can't play with anybody, so it's kind of like, meh. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yep.
It's just weird to me. I mean, but you know what though? Here's the thing though. We're at the end of January. We've already had a ton of games come out this month already that have already stirred up a bunch of controversy. Forspoken is one of those. A lot of people have been on the train, off the train, on the train, off the train about it because graphically, it's on the same engine. It's on the Luminous engine, which is the same engine that was on Final Fantasy 15, which came out 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
But all the trailers and everything else looked phenomenal. And when you hop in the game, like AMD, they actually implemented some new systems, the Fidelity system, which actually allows you to run at 100+ frames per second.
Nice.
Even on the lowest settings, which is pretty cool. But we got to do a behind the scenes like preview of the game, and then they offered me a copy, and I still haven't played it. I'm playing it today on stream, but it looks phenomenal. It looks really good. And everybody that's actually played it said it was really good, but they said it is very cinematic heavy because, you know, it's an RPG. That's to be known with Square Enix games anyway. If you've never played a Square Enix game and you're not used to cinematics, then I mean, I don't know what to tell you at this point. Because they've been always that heavy. Yeah, I keep doing that too. I keep doing like that. I'm not tired, but I'm yawning for no reason.
God, I know. I cannot get enough sleep. I do not understand why. My allergies are just driving me nuts. It's freezing here.
Oh my God. It's actually been really cold here in Arizona too. It's been, cold for us, but the other day it was 30 degrees when I walked outside and I was like, holy crap. Yep. Like Nay was like, I haven't had to use an ice scraper in forever. She's out there using a towel trying to like get ice off the window. But no, I mean, honestly, you know, we had that and then we had Dead Space.
Yep. Oh God, the Dead Space remake is fucking wicked.
I have heard
absolutely incredible.
I have heard great things. I have not dived in. I played the originals and I loved all three of the Dead Space games. Like the original.
I'll say this. They upgraded. What I like about this remake is they updated the game.
Yeah.
So it is still the game, but there is some more. There's much more
story too. I heard
in-depth story. The interactions are there. Isaac is not silent now. It's got a lot more cohesive feel.
I heard too at the end they also made it so he takes off his helmet at the very end as a secret ending. But I don't know if that's true or not, but I've heard that that's the case. And I did hear the dialogue with him is fantastic. And I tried not to tune in as much as possible, but so many things that I forgot about because they had an anime and they had a series and they had a movie and they had books. And the anime was so gory. Yeah. It was so good though. But that whole series is fantastic. And I hope they do 2 and 3. Like that would be awesome. Because
and especially with 3's co-op, because the co-op story on 3 is brilliant.
Yeah.
Because it changes the storyline.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you get all of these other areas and things unlocked. But I remember the first time I played it with my friend Shadow Rudgrave, and Shadow was playing one character. I was playing the main character. This is long before I streamed,
Yeah.
and he walked in several times. Was like, "Oh my god, dude, what in the fuck is with the singing? What singing? Do you not hear the singing,
Yeah.
dude? No."
Psychological, dude. That whole game is psychological.
We'd walk into the same room, and it would look completely different for each of us because of, and I don't want to go too far into the story because I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't played it, but it is a genius way of handling it.
Yeah. Or the nursery.
Oh God, yeah.
I hope the nursery scene was updated in this one because, dude, that was like the creepiest shit. And the crazy thing about it is that the way that they did it with the obelisk and like everything else, like how it started making people go crazy and then started mutating people and like, that the whole story is so good. It is so good and it's so well narrated and the narrative on it is so good. And you know, I can't wait to dive into it. And I have such a backlog of games, dude.
Dude,
I can't even fucking keep up right now, which is crazy. And we're going into a busier year than anything we had last year. I mean, just on lineup alone, right? So we had Forspoken. If you guys are One Piece fans, One Piece RPG came out with the same people that made the Tales of Arise series, and everybody said it's actually really good. So if you like anime, that came out. You've got Dead Space that just came out. But then we're going into February, right? So the so exclusive, crazy, talked about, every single social media platform has been talking about Harry Potter and Hogwarts.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, the trans community has been in an uprise. Some of them have, some of them haven't. And
a lot of the allies have been very on top of that.
Yeah.
Pushing that.
Yeah.
And
yeah, and
don't get me wrong.
I don't know.
As a member of the LGBTQI plus community, as a gay guy, whose cousin is trans and his trans husband both have the game. They're massive Harry Potter fans. They're like, and they shared something with me that I thought was very interesting, an interesting take. And it's that you can't hold an item hostage. She wrote great books, but she's a shitty individual. Mm-hmm. When you look at like Stephen King writes great horrors, but he's racist. You have to separate the art from the person. And I know that everybody's like, but you're funneling money into her hands. Well, what was it you said? She gets 2.1% of total sales. Just to be clear, this woman is worth $1.1 billion. If you think that it is going to affect her bottom line at all, you're nuts. I agree with my cousin on this one that it's a lot of performative offense, and there seems to be a lot of hate and intention for lot of canceling.
A lot of canceling, a lot of stretching, a lot of people are grasping at straws. Like, you know, it's the perfect analogy. Somebody said this to me. They're like, "Oh, I'm canceling the sun because it's too hot." What?
Have fun with that.
Yeah, have fun. You can't cancel something. I mean, like, people are still gonna. And here's the thing, and this is the honest to God truth. When you say not to do something, what do people do? Oh, yeah.
They go and do it. And this is now the number one most pre-ordered game
in the world.
Steam.
In the world. It is the most pre-ordered game in the world right now. And you know what? On that statement, too, nobody watch our videos. Nobody like us. Nobody follow us, okay? All right? I'm just going to put it on that. All right? All right.
Fuck you. I'll watch it anyways.
Yeah, don't do anything for us. We don't want you to do it. Okay. Yeah. Look in my eyes when I tell you this. Do not like or follow our videos. They're horrendous.
He's being facetious also. Now watch you just fuck us up. Right. I will say that in order to safeguard and ensure that we are not making light, and we need everybody to understand, we're not making light of the horrifically transphobic things that J.K. Rowling has said. Honestly, She writes great stories, but her opinions are absolute shit. I do not agree with her stance. I stand by my trans family and my trans friends. But so for me, and I know, and Drake and I've talked about this, I'm still working out on how to do this best, but we are going to be playing Hogwarts Legacy in tandem with raising money for trans rights advocacy groups and
Yep.
and trans charities.
Yep.
Because at least then we're doing something that is proactive.
We're being a positive voice instead of a negative one.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
if everybody's so worried about it, put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
If you're that worried about trans rights, then deep into your pocket, go into it, grab some money, put it towards a foundation that will actually help trans community members, gamers, and people in the LGBTQ plus. And those type of things are what are going to make the difference between the people who are just going to play it and they don't give a fuck, and the people who actually do care, and that's us. Because a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people just say, I don't give a fuck what they think, I'm going to play the game. Well, why don't you do something about it to help? Be the change, be the difference. Don't just be the guy sitting back going, oh, I'm gonna play the game because I don't give a fuck about that shit. I've actually heard people openly say it on stream that they don't give a shit about trans. And
about any of the trans issues.
They don't care. They're like, I don't care. It has nothing to do with video games. Yes, the fuck it does. It has the fuck to do with being a human being. And you know what? Here's the thing, right? For anybody who's trying to cancel this, think of it in perspective like this. Whether you're Democratic or Republican or liberal or whatever the case may be, right? And you put your beliefs out there. No matter what you believe, guess what? The United States is still here.
Yeah.
It's up to us as the individuals to make the difference in the right way, to make the difference so it is a better place to live. Just because she created the story
doesn't mean she owns the narrative.
She owns the narrative. Exactly. So on that, we'll leave that alone, but you guys all make your choice. You know, I've done a poll on it. Almost every single person, we only had 2 people vote no, they weren't going to play it, compared to 110 people who voted yes. So, you know, I honestly think, you know, obviously comment below, put your opinion. We want to hear, you know, speak your voice,
please do.
But be professional. Don't be a douchebag. If you're racist or treat people like shit, we're gonna delete it. We're not looking for abusive responses, and it's okay to have a different opinion. Yeah,
absolutely okay to have a different opinion than us. That is not an issue.
Yeah,
but how we say it needs to be. Just be mindful.
Yes. And don't try to hurt anybody. Don't go into the comments intentionally trying to hurt people and trying to make them feel like crap. Or if you don't believe in trans rights, then just keep it to your fucking self. You know what I mean? Honestly, there's no reason to go out there. If that is your opinion, that's fine. But no reason to go out there and slander and treat people like crap. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It goes into the saying, treat others how you want to be treated. You know, I don't know. People suck. We all know that, right? We all know people suck. But it's up to us again to create the narrative, and that's what we're gonna do. So going into February, you know, that's gonna be the start. That's gonna be the start. I'm gonna be playing it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna be raising money for the Trevor Project. We're gonna be doing everything we can. And if people come in harassing and attacking, then that's on them. But guess what? The mods are gonna shut it down real quick, and it's not gonna happen. So, and then, you know, DJ is a way bigger Harry Potter fan than me, and I Hogwarts looks amazing. There is a lot of actors and really cool people in there, but again, even the main actors, even Ratcliffe himself, and all the other people that are involved with the story, even Hermione Granger herself, they're all huge advocates of shut the fuck up, J.K. Rowling.
Yep.
So,
that's the thing. So,
but so other than Harry Potter, the lineup for February is pretty intensive. There's quite a few games coming out. There's a lot of stuff coming out on Game Pass, also on PlayStation Plus. And then also, too, at the end of the month, obviously, you guys know I'm a huge Destiny fan, but the new expansion is coming out, Lightfall, which I'm very excited because it matches my brand. It's all cyberpunky. Actually, I believe tomorrow they're actually doing a live preview with the weapons and showing off some of the armor and some of the new stuff that's going to be added to the game. So that should be pretty cool. The story is so good right now, guys, in game. They do a weekly story. They're kind of building up to the progression that's going to lead into Lightfall, which, for anybody who doesn't know, this expansion looks pretty nuts. It looks like it's going to be pretty damn crazy. A big possibility that there's only 2 expansions left in this storyline, which I don't know if you knew that, DJ. There's only two expansions left this year and next year. So Lightfall and then Final Shape. Then after that, nobody knows the future of Destiny. They don't know if they're just going to update it and put it in a brand new graphics engine, which I think they're going to. It's probably going to be on dedicated servers because they've been on the same servers since D1. So I think it's time. It's been almost 10 plus years with Destiny, which is crazy to think about itself. And
what if they made a sequel, the sequel to Destiny, and it's called Fate? Or they just make it thicker and we call it Density.
Or just call it Mass without the effect.
Don't be a mass hole.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just black hole.
God.
Black hole.
There we go.
But yeah, no, yeah. So a lot of people think we're gonna get a lot of the updates and changes, and they're finally making massive changes to the story. And DJ, I'm gonna tell you, this is the time you come back to Destiny, and you know the reason why I say that? Because they're introducing a Guardian system. The Guardian system is actually a linear path to show you how to play the game and what to do. And it actually is implementing loadouts as well, where you can actually say, like, you have a PvP set, right? You can make your PvP set. You can make your PvE set. You can make your Gambit set. You can make all these different sets, and you can switch on the fly now. It'll switch all your armor, all your mods, everything. So that way you don't have to go through and be like, hang on one second, I need to update all this shit. They also made all mods free now. So you don't have to pay for them in-game anymore, which is also crazy. And the Guardian system, the great thing about it is that it incentivizes all the experienced players to help new Guardians when they come into the game, because we also get stuff just for helping you guys through the story, helping you through all the campaign stuff. And they're introducing another legendary campaign, which I'm super excited. They took that from Halo, which is fantastic. You get a better armor set for actually completing it on legendary, which is cool. And all those things. So it might be something that you really might want to look into, because and maybe, who knows, maybe I can get you a code for it too from Bungie, and we can get you back into it.
That could be a thing.
Yeah, because
that would very much be a thing.
Yeah, I think you're honestly gonna. This is the time for all new Guardians to come into the game. If you guys taking a little bit of hiatus, it's sad that a lot of people have, because the big thing is anybody comes in, it's very overwhelming because there's so much shit to do. But they are streamlining all that. Everything is going to be very streamlined. It's going to show you how to do stuff, how to go through quests. They've cleaned up a lot of the nonsense, and it's just it's going to be a good year. It's going to be a good year for Destiny. I think we're going to get a lot of PvP changes and a lot of stuff that people have been waiting for a long time. So that's at the end of the month. Obviously, I'm going to be playing that. But then we've got all kinds of new stuff in March and April and May. Redfall was just announced for a May release date. A lot of people are excited about that because it's the same creators who made Dishonored. And
it's going to be wild.
Yeah. So imagine Dishonored vampire hunting, but it's 4-player co-op.
That's going to be lit.
And it's crossplay. So we can play together, which is nice. And then we've got Resident Evil 4's remake, which that was one of the best Resident Evils. Capcom's releasing that. We also got Street Fighter coming out. We also have Diablo 4 coming out in June, which everybody's excited for that. I don't know anybody who's not. It looks so good, and word on the street is I might be working with them.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming around their corners. So guys, if there's anything that you guys are excited about, that's coming out that maybe we haven't talked about, or something you want us to cover a little extra more, put a little extra oomph on the podcast, talk about it, do an in-dive discussion on that specific game, please comment below. Make sure, again, I always say this as well, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. And we're always doing our best to make sure that we are evolving the podcast. Obviously, we are partner now. You guys can sub to the channel now. We are bare minimum. We haven't got a chance to actually have our meeting to go over what we want to upgrade and what we want to add. And we've been so busy, both of us. But we promise that we're going to have all that. But you guys can super follow. You guys can super chat. All those things are activated. All those things do help and benefit. So if there's something that you guys find interesting, or if there's something that we can help you with, please let us know. Drop that sub, show the support and love. It is going to go out to all podcasting services as always. I mean, pretty much that. This was kind of a catch-up podcast anyway for us because, obviously the whole month of December we had recordings. And just with everything else. But we did get a new editor who's going to be helping us out with stuff too. We'll have more on that next week. But we are going to be going through and making sure we get these out every Tuesday going forward. We had one video go live this morning. And we're going to have 3 more go live from December. And then we got this one that's going to go live. So you guys are going to have plenty of content to watch. I'm super excited about all these episodes going out. Some of them I had to go back and watch because I forgot some of the topics of discussion. I was like, what do we even talk about? But I even then, like, my PC shit out in the beginning of December, and then I was still dealing with that in January. So, and big shout out. I just want to do a big shout out to Aver Media. I'm officially partnered now, so that means the podcast, both of us are now fully sponsored by Aver Media, which is awesome. And they've been so great to me since I've been on board. So hopefully we'll get some product openings and some stuff in the future here on the podcast. We're planning on ramping up the shorts. And again, one of our goals is to start doing live streams on YouTube to start building up the overflow of just meeting new people. We want to meet new people. So if we can do that, fantastic. We hope that continues. We're going to have topics of discussion, kind of getting things ramped up, and we'll build up a whole promotion behind it and really get to that next level. And hopefully we'll get that going in February. If everything goes smooth. I just wanted to get all the subs and the emotes and all that stuff done too. And I don't think we're going to have that much problem with that over the next couple weeks, especially with us having an editor now to help us get some stuff done. But and then who knows, maybe even get some live streams on Twitch too, and just kind of stir up the pot and just do our best to make sure that we get as much coverage across the board. I mean, is there anything else that we should talk about?
I think that's pretty much it.
I mean, this one's going to be a little bit shorter, but it's a catch up. And then next week we'll be back on the grind. And next week we'll be able to give our first chat about Hogwarts, because we'll both be playing it this week, which is crazy that it comes out this week. I didn't even think about that. I was just
I'm doing the Dying Light 2 drop this week.
Are you?
Dying Light 2's got drops open this week, and I've got to go back in and get that and play that DLC because I haven't had a chance to play that DLC yet, and so I figure drops will probably increase viewership a little bit. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But
yep. That game is awesome too. So but other than that, I mean, I guess, guys, thank you again for tuning in. We're going to start having regular content, and we'll let you know when we're going to do our first live stream on YouTube. But I think pretty much that's a wrap.
Yep. There we go. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time right here with Pardon the D.
Peace.
Bye.